Hello my dear friends, in this video we're gonna implement a functional main menu. Right now you see on the screen a final result that we're gonna reach. We're gonna have this main menu with 3 buttons: play, options, exit. When we hit play, we're gonna see a game scene, actually getting played. Now when we hit escape, this game scene is gonna get paused and we're gonna get our menu back. Now play button is resume. You can press it to resume the game. Like we have this, cycle of pausing and resuming. Then we have this option button. Option button brings like a little example of options scene with this one slider. I hit escape to get back to the menu again. And exit, that just closes the game. Okay, let's start implementing this. Let's create an empty root scene. Let's call it main. Let's rename this node too. Now let's create a main menu scene. New scene, user interface, main menu. Okay. Let's center this control node. Now we want menu buttons to be vertically stacked, one on top of other. For that we could use I believe it's a VBox container. Arranges each child controls vertically. Exactly what we want. Now let's add 3 buttons for play, for options, and for exit. Let's rename them accordingly. Play, options, and exit. Oops. And let's set their text parameter, with the same value. Play, options, exit. There's one thing that we forgot, also to center this VBox container. Okay, great. Now let's make this VBox container a little bit wider. We can grab one of these and also press Alt to, resize it like so. It's fine. Okay. Now let's create an actual game scene. The example of a game that's gonna get started when we hit play. Let's create a new scene. It's gonna be 3D scene, game. Just like an example, we're gonna create a simple scene with a mesh that's gonna just, go up and down. Or some basic animation. It's gonna be a box mesh, and we also need a camera to, watch this mesh. Grab it a little bit here. Alright, this is okay. Now let's add some logic. Let's move this cube up and down using a twin. So we add a script to this game node, C# game CS. On ready, we create a twin. Let's restore dependencies. So twin equals create twin, create twin. And now with this twin, let's twin a position property. Now here we have to pass an object property of which we want to twin. So we need to here in code we need to get this mesh instance. Let's copy node path war mesh equals get node. Let's get this node as node 3D. No need to get this node as mesh instance. because mesh instance inherits from node 3D, so we can get this node as node 3D. And position property is a part of node 3D class, so it's enough. Here we have twin property of object mesh, a property pass position. Now we can get a property path in here in an editor. You can go into transform position, copy property path, and as you can see, it's the same thing, position. All right, final value, final destination point. It's gonna be either new vector 3 0 1 0, but we can say this in short like so: vector 3 up, and duration of twin 1 second, duplicate, and now let's bring it back 0, which is vector 0 is the same as as this new vector 3 0 0 0. This and this same things. Alright, and we want to loop these twins endlessly. So when we create a twin, let's set loops. Default parameter for set loops is 0, which means loops are gonna be infinite amount of loops. Okay, let's try this out. Let's run this game scene alone with this button, run current scene. Okay, we can see our mesh is moving. We got like a little example of a game. It's not really a game, but for this demonstration of main menu implementation, that's enough. Okay. Next thing we want to do, we want to instantiate this game scene on play button press. So when play button pressed, we want to add this game scene as a child of this main. Also, let's, by the way, not forget to add this main menu as a child of main. So yeah, let's create a script for main menu, C#. Now we want to perform some action when play button is pressed. For that purpose, we have a signal, which is perfect. Select the button, play button, node tab, signals, pressed signal. Connect. We connect to this main menu node, for which we just created a script. Receiver method, let's change it to the camel case. On play pressed, like so, connect. And here we should create a method with similar name. Okay, for a testing purpose, let's add a little like message. Play button pressed. Okay, on play pressed. On oops, a little mistake. P, big P. Alright, wait. Let's test it out real quick. No, don't select. This is main. It's gonna be our main scene. Okay, when I hit play, as you can see, play button pressed, message. Perfect. Now, what else? Like, what actually we want to do when play button is pressed? As I said, create a game node, append it as a child of this main. So let's do this. To do this, we need to first load these game scene as a packed scene. This is done like so. GD load. Packed scene. And we passed the path to this scene, which is we can retrieve the path like so. Copy path and root here. Boom. Let's save it to the variable game scene. Now we want instantiated game scene node equals to game scene instantiate. This instantiate creates a node out of a packed scene. And now we want to append this node as a child of main. So we need to get a main node. We need to get a main node and append this node as a child. So to get a main node, we say get node, and here we can use absolute path. Absolute path starts with /root/ and then our tree, which is like in our case main goes right away. We can get like main like so, or we can get the same node using like relative path, which is gonna be get parent, just get parent. Like so, because main menu is a child of main, so we can get this main relatively as a parent of this main menu, or absolutely as a child of root. So in current context, this and this is pretty much the same things. Let's use get parent. So get parent, add child, and the node that we just instantiated. Okay, we added the child, but here's the thing, right now, every time that we're gonna press this play button, another game node is gonna get instantiated, created, and appended as a child. This is not correct. We want to do this only one time when there is no game node at all. So we want to execute this only when there is no nodes with the name game, when there is no nodes like this in this tree. So let's implement this check. Let's say first of all we need to get all the children of the main node. So we can say var children, or we can say like main children equals get parent. This way we get the main node, and now we want to get all the children of this node. Get children. Yes, get children returns an array of nodes. Now we want with for each loop, for each child in children, in main children, basically in this array, we want to check if the name of the node is game, then we don't want to create another game. If there is no nodes with the name game, like so, then we want to create it. So in this case, we're gonna search for for nodes with game. If let's say if child name equals game, which is gonna mean that there is a node with the name game. So if there is a node with the name game, we don't want this code to get executed, where we instantiate a new game and append it to the tree. To do this, we can just put a return here, which means that if the code reaches this return, nothing else past it not gonna get executed, because functions, they terminate when they return something. Like our function return time is void, so we don't need to return anything, but we still can terminate the function's execution, like so. So let's actually bring this message up here so it is executed all the time. And now we have this flow that when we have any children with the name game, we do nothing on the play press, but if there is no game, we reach this code that instantiate a new game. Just for cleaning up, we can remove this. Let's try this. Let's run this. We press play. As you can see, we see a game scene behind playing, which is perfect. If we press play again, no new games are created. We can go here into the remote tab, and we can see that only one game is created, even though we pressed play a bunch of times. Just for example, we can remove this code, just comment it for a little bit, and restart this. Go to the remote right away just to see current situation. And now I hit play. Here we have a game node. We hit play again, another one. We hit play again, another one, and we're like spawning infinite games. And as you can see in the background, we have a bunch of cubes, like there's many of them. This is not what we want, clearly. So this is exactly why we did what we did here. Okay. Now the next thing that we want to do is, when we hit play, first of all, we need to hide the menu. So let's do this. So on play pressed, we can just say right here, visible equals false. Let's see. Play. We hit. Yeah, as you can see, we don't see a menu anymore. Okay, now when we press escape, we want to pause the game, and we want to show main menu again, make it visible again. Let's do that. So, as I said, we want to do this on escape press. So in the project settings, in the input map, we could create a new action, like pause or main menu, and bind an escape button. But we actually have already action that uses escape button. You can see show built-in actions. We can enable this, and here we can see this UI cancel action with escape button. So we're gonna use that. No need to create our custom one. UI cancel. So in the process function, we're gonna say if input is action just pressed, UI cancel. If the section is pressed, just pressed. What we're gonna do? We want to make this menu visible, first of all. So we're gonna say visible equals true. Second of all, we want to pause the game. There is actually a great way to pause the game with get tree paused equals true. Let's see what it does. So let's run this. Hit play. Game is created. Now let's hit escape. As we can see, game is paused behind. As you can see, cube is not moving, and we have a menu. But there is one problem, when we now hit play button, as you can see, nothing really happens, even though we should at least get, the message that play button is pressed. So the signal, this button, somehow does not fire a signal, a press signal. Why is that? Well, actually, it is because this get tree paused pauses all the nodes, all the node tree, including this main menu node. So this main menu node stops processing just like every other node. And processing includes firing these signals. You know what I mean? So, but luckily there is a way to work with that. So we can select main menu, go into inspector, and here in the nodes process section we have a mode. So basically what this mode property does, it defines how this node should get processed when a game is paused. Right now the mode is inherit, which means that this state is getting inherited from the root of the tree, and we pause the tree, so this node inherits that pause and pauses too. But here we can set it to always. For example, always means that this node gonna keep processing no matter what, even if tree is paused, it doesn't care, which is exactly what we want. We set this main menu mode to always, save it, and now when we run it, we play, we have a game, we escape, it's paused, the game is paused, but when we press play again, you see play button is pressed and menus get hidden again. So we fixed that. Now as you can see, a cube, the game does not continue playing. Let's fix that. So to fix that, we need copy that, get repaused here, and actually set it to false. Let's see the result. We play, we hit escape, we hit play again, everything continues working, we hit play. So we have this cycle, as you can see, which is great. Now one detail that we want to add also is we want to change this button's text, this button's label, to resume first time after the first play click. At the start we have play, but we hit the play, new game is created, and now when we hit escape, we want to see here resume, not play. So let's do that. To do that, we can just simply set the button's text here on play pressed. We can first of all we need to get that button, so we say get node button. Here we need a path of that button, copy that path, let's paste it, text equals resume. So this onPlay pressed method is executed every time we press the button. So before we press the button, this text is gonna be play. Then when we press the button first time, it's gonna get set to resume, and then all the next times that we press this button again is gonna be reset to resume again, even though it's already resumed, but it's alright. Let's see how it looks. So we hit play, the game is playing, we hit escape, and we see resume. I press resume, game plays. Again escape, we have a menu. Okay, that is done. Now let's get to the options button. Pretty much the same workflow. Let's first create options menu scene. So new scene, user interface, options. Let's create just a very little basic, like in an example, one slider or something. So we want to center this node. We want to add, like, again, VBox. We want to add label and slider. And label is gonna be like some setting, and we can, you know, stretch this VBox container a little bit. And now we want center this something. How do we center it? Well, we can do this. Okay, let's add press signal for options. Well, no, first of all we need to add this options scene here to the main. These two scenes, main menu and options, they're gonna exist at all times, so we can instantiate them here in the editor. By default, we want this options scene to be not visible, so we go to visibility, turn off the visibility, and we're gonna turn this visibility on and off on options press. So let's go to main menu back, select options button, connect the pressed signal, fix the name, copy, connect. Let's add the method here, public void on options pressed. So what we want to do when options button is pressed, first of all we want to hide main menu, so we say visible equals false. Second of all, we want to unhide options scene, right, that we just created, that is hidden, that we made hidden by default here. This, we made this options scene visibility, oh my bad, here in main, here we made it initially invisible. We want to make this visible, so we need to get this node in the code, options node, and set this visible to true. Let's do that. So get node. Again, we can get this node, options node, you know, using absolute or relative pass. Let's use absolute pass. So it's gonna be /root/main and options, I believe, options, yeah. So we get the node, and now we want to set oh no, we are right now getting this node as just a node, but node has no visible parameter. We should get this node as a control node, because it is a control node, like so. And now set visible to false. Oh wait, actually to true, because we want to, you know, enable. Okay, let's try this. So we press options, boom. Now, as you can see, main menu is hidden, options are shown. Great. Now what we want is, we want to on press of an escape, we want to, you know, get back to the main menu when we are inside of options. Let's implement that pretty much the same as we did with main menu. So this time we want to go to the options node, options scene, and we want to create a little script for these options. And in the process, I want to say, we can actually pretty much copy a little bit of code from here, like so. And so when we are in the options menu and we press escape, which is UI cancel, we want options to get invisible, so visible is false, and we want to make main menu visible, so we need to get main menu node, get node, control absolute path to the main menu, main menu visible equals true. Okay, let's try this. We hit play, we pause, now we go into the options. We have option, we set, an option. Now here's, oh, by the way, I can't move this because I forgot to, set a processing mode for this option scene, just like we did for a main menu. Remember, in the process we set mode as always, so that the main menu works even when the whole game tree is paused. We need to do the same thing for these options. So let's do that. Options, process, always. Save this. Well, actually, there's a little mistake that I'm making. Is, as you just saw, I set this process mode in the scene, like in the scene, but not for this instance. And as this is like custom settings, we don't want this. Maybe in the future, we want to make option. We're gonna use this scene for some other game, and there we will actually need this scene to pause. So for this like customization, for the node customization, for the scene customization, it's better to set properties for the instances, not for the these scene templates. So let's let this be default, and let's change this option in the instance here. Here we're gonna set always. Okay, let's run this. Options, we can change it. Now I press escape and we get back to the menu. Resume, change a little bit. Okay, escape, resume. So we have that. Great. Now last thing, exit. This one is simple. Luckily we do the same thing. We just connect, press signal for this exit button, pressed, connect, on, exit, pressed. Create a method with the same name, public void and exit pressed, and I believe it's something like get tree close or quit. Yeah, get tree quit, quits an application. And we can pass, exit code 0 for successfully. Everything is alright. Let's run this. Exit. Boom. We exited. So let's test it once again. We want to set something up before the game. We do that. Okay. Hit escape to return. Play. We're playing the game. Everything is fine. We hit exit. A little bit of settings again. Playing. Okay. It's done. We played. What a great game. Let's exit. Boom. That's it. I hope this video is gonna be useful for someone. Have a great day and Merry Christmas.